What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about GMOs and labeling and why it's important for GMOs to be labeled. So pretty much in the US, it has not been required ever up until around 2 years ago. I think it was December 2018 for GMOs to actually have labels. So I'd say most consumers up until that point were kind of just, questioning what's really in this food and why are these companies not labeling their products if they are genetically modified. And I think I would be right in saying people would just, most people were just kind of skittish and just, weren't really willing to, find out on their own. And they'd rather just keep it on the safe side and buy non-GMO products. So today we're going to be talking about why that has actually changed here in the past few years. And I'm going to let you guys listen to a video by No Ideas Media. They're a pretty good channel. Y'all should, I definitely recommend checking out some of their videos. They have some great stuff over there on their channel.
Hey everyone, Nick here. Welcome to No Ideas Media. When it comes to genetically engineered food and the people who are critical of it, there's a lingering question that comes up whenever it's discussed. In fact, this question kind of feels like the center of this whole anti-GMO argument. If the stuff is so safe, then why won't they label it? What are they trying to hide exactly? Well, recently the US Department of Agriculture has kind of made that question moot by enacting a national bioengineered food disclosure standard at the end of December 2018. So, mandatory labeling of genetically engineered foods is a thing now. Foods containing bioengineered ingredients over the threshold will have to display this badge. So, we can finally stop fighting about this labeling GMOs thing, right? So, bioengineered. It's not a term we've heard a lot in the media. GMO, GE, Frankenfood, demon spawn of Monsanto and Beelzebub. Okay, those are terms we're a little more familiar with. So bioengineered foods, or BE foods, are defined as foods that contain genetic material that's been modified through in vitro recombinant DNA techniques, with the caveat that the change made to the DNA can't be done through normal breeding and can't be found anywhere in nature. So bioengineered adds yet another term to the lexicon describing this kind of work. And the simple fact that another term was required to sew together a bunch of already not quite there terms, I think that shows that our food terminology in this area is pretty messy to begin with. That's the part that gets commentators like myself all grumbly when we get going about food labels. From a consumer's perspective, labels are already like a confusing disaster of a mess. It feels like a step in the wrong direction to ask consumers to learn yet another term when they're already feeling really confused. And this bears out in 2017 research by Label Insight's Shoppers Trend Study, where 48% of shoppers feel like they are not at all informed about a product even after reading the label. I think part of the reason for this is the rise in popularity of absence labeling. The non-GMO project label, if we're talking about GMO-related food labels, is probably my least favorite label out there. And honestly, if I had to choose between a non-GMO label or a contains GMO label, you bet I'd choose the contains GMO label. But why? Because it makes so much more sense to label what a container actually contains than to label all the things that it doesn't contain. Because once you open that door, once you go down that road, you get products like non-GMO project verified sea salt. Salt being a mineral that has no DNA, thus can never be GMO. So the label tells you nothing about what is in the product, adding to that feeling consumers have about not knowing anything after reading the label. This absence label, it sucks for consumers. And I do wish...
All right, guys, once again, No Ideas Media, check them out. They have some great videos on the topic, and I really feel like they hit the nail on the head right there. Most people still have some ongoing concerns with these issues in biotechnology, and guys, remember, the consumer really has all the control in this issue. If you don't like a product or you want more labeling, just don't buy the product. It's that simple. And companies will see this. Also, there'll be more regulation on it possibly in the future, and that's the only real solution to this issue. And so You guys check out my channel. More videos coming out soon. Hope you guys have a great day.